So here I got like loads of experience, like because I'm just working on like kind of every kind of customers, B2C, B2B, e-commerce and all. So yeah.
Oh, so it's like an agency.
So it's
With
agency,
work with
it's not.
multiple clients.
Yes.
Oh, that
I'm
much.
currently handling 30 clients.
Wow, that's a lot.
Maybe more than that. Yeah.
That takes a lot of manual power
Yeah.
also to be able to strategize for each.
Yes. So
Check
basically we create the kind of a format that whenever a new client come, we need to follow this process.
Yeah.
Make things easy. Otherwise, if any clients come and then you do the background research and all, it takes time.
Hi everybody, this is Shioli and welcome to another episode of Clearcast with Clear Trust. Today we have with us Ankit Saxena. How are you today?
I'm good, Shirley. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Can you give everybody a short introduction?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Ankit. I'm working as a PPC specialist in pool-based company. It's B4B marketing, and I'm doing as a PPC specialist. I'm doing Google ads over there to create the marketing campaigns for the clients and all. So that's my job, to give them a business along.
Okay, great. So we're going to dive into a couple of questions with you. So the first question is, so you have worked across Facebook, Instagram, and a lot of other social media platforms. What is currently the most underrated for lead gen and why?
To be honest, I think because people are using a lot Google ads, Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
I think people are just ignoring the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So because people are not using that, it's a really good potential over there, because like on the LinkedIn there are like a lot of professional people, but people are just ignoring LinkedIn. They're like factors basically because the LinkedIn leads are like really expensive as compared to the Facebook and the Google ads.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good potential to explore that. Yeah.
Explore. Yeah. Because a lot of the professional industry does sit on LinkedIn.
Yes.
So it is a much better platform to be able to.
Of course, it also depends on like what kind of product you have or what kind of service you have. Of course, you can't promote everything on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But there's like a loads of potential because every kind of company on LinkedIn. So basically, you have a opportunity to promote there. But yeah, I think it's a good potential, and people are just.
So do you think it is more beneficial for B2B companies or for B2C companies?
It's basically for both, but I think there's a more potential for the B2C, because they're like a kind of every company or like every country you can just find over there. So it's like a big platform for B2C, but people are just ignoring because of the cost per acquisition. It's because the price to run the ads on the LinkedIn is like way higher as compared to the Google or the Facebook. Of course, people are not running like for B2C on Facebook, but on Google it's cheaper as compared to the LinkedIn. So it's like really expensive. That's why like people don't want to promote on LinkedIn. But
Right.
as far if people just start using the LinkedIn, maybe the cost per acquisition comes low, because if you have a competition, then LinkedIn also promote of course LinkedIn also want like more people to promote their product and services on LinkedIn. I think they're like less traffic, that's why it's expensive.
Right. More the traffic, it will become more optimized.
Yes.
To be able to run campaigns. Fair enough. So how do you think, based off LinkedIn and Google and what we're talking about, how do you think campaign optimization has been affected because of AI-driven campaigns or just AI influencing marketing campaigns in general? What is your take on that?
So actually, since the AI is in like everything, in like Google ads and like Facebook, so of course it's kind of a challenge for us as well, because when you go and if you want to do something, there's like a kind of a restriction. And if I just talk about the Google, you can't do everything on like smart bidding campaigns or like performance max campaign, which is like AI driven campaigns. So because Google just don't want you to do everything, Google wants them to handle like everything, so that of course AI is like helping us, but not on the initial thing, because AI just wait for the data to gather the data more and more and then optimize. if you compare the manual thing, you have like more control. So that if on the initial stage you can just make changes on anything, but you have like whole control, you can change anything, keywords, bidding on every keyword. So but yeah, means AI is like helping us, but not on every aspect.
The campaigns are fundamentally more customizable.
Yes,
when they are done by
they are done, but yeah,
for example.
but it's helping. But now because we don't have like a all rights to do, so we are just like, of course we have like, we need to follow the path which Google is just allowing us.
What is your go-to routine when a campaign isn't performing well? For example, do you have a checklist or philosophy that you follow? Because that happens quite often.
So of course we have like a checklist. We have like if the campaign is like normal, we know we need to optimize on like a daily basis. So we usually do like we don't make big changes because it affect the campaign. We only optimize the keywords and all, and small bidding changes. But if I want to make a big changes, I need to think a lot, because if we make like a big changes or like a budget changes or the bidding too much, there's a certain criteria which you can only play within around that. But if you make big changes, then it affect the campaign, and then it will go into the learning phase, and then it affect the whole performance. So we are like really need to know everything, that if we are making this changes, is it going to affect the performance of the campaign or not. But we usually do like daily check, like keyword optimization, little bit bids. If our if our ranking on the auction is not good, then we can just make a change on the bid so that we can just stay competitive. But yeah, we don't make so many changes. We in our company, we have like, if we want to make changes in like a strategy and all, so we usually do the meetings and all that. We are going to make these changes, is it good or bad? And changes also depend on like a criteria or the seasonal thing. Just like January, February is certain good for certain businesses, which is more like seasonal thing. But if like summer, just like if I give you example, damp cleaning and all, it's mostly in like a not summer thing. So it's now in summer, the sales are like going down. So that's why we just need to think a lot, that is it a seasonal thing, is it a competition thing? So yeah.
Very interesting. Most people don't look at campaigns as seasonal, especially up and coming professionals who haven't really studied the area. That's just saying that you can run the same campaign throughout the year.
Yeah. But no. Means some of the things are like you can run throughout the year, but some of the things are really not. And of course the seasonal is like really important, because if it's not seasonal, so you usually also check on like Google Trends, that what's trends going on, is it the trend thing or the competition thing. So we usually do this research on the back end, then we'll make decision that do we need to make things change or not. So yeah, it's totally depend on like, it's totally depend on a lot of things.
Yeah, it's constant R&D, I think.
Yes.
Constant. So do you think that how does R&D work in your company though? And do you think somebody does it on the side, or does the marketing professionals?
So usually we have a hierarchy, like all the account managers have their accounts, and they usually connect with the client directly. So I'm the second person, I'm not connect with the client directly, but I'm on the back-end side. So whatever research is going on, I'll do the research, and then I'll just tell the account manager that this is going on, and if we want to make any changes, let's suppose if we want to increase the budget, that market or seasonal thing wants increase the budget, then I'll tell the client, I'll tell the account manager, and they can discuss with the client.
Right.
Yeah.
So it goes step by step. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So you moved from India to the UK, and how has that shaped your perspective on marketing strategy and consumer behavior across? Is it vastly different?
It's vastly different. Totally means, because the Indian market is like totally different, and as compared to here, of course, of the purchase power also, it's true. So, but in India, I usually work in like a software development thing and a product-based company. And here's my experience is totally different. Although I worked in Learn Direct company, which was my first job here.
Okay.
So when I was doing my masters, I started working in Learn Direct as my first job, And so I started my career from the Learn Direct in the UK. So that Learn Direct have their own product there. They have the educational company. So they have their courses like nursing and all. Like they have like hundreds of, or maybe more than 100 courses that they're selling. So what my role was to promote their product, to sell their product, and then they have a sales team, and then they can just sell that particular product. So we got the leads, and then the sales team work on those leads. So that was my first experience here to work on the particular product based company. Then I switched to marketing agency, which is my current company, B2B marketing. So here I got like loads of experience, like because I'm just working on like kind of every kind of customers, B2C, B2B, e-commerce and all. So
Oh, so it's like an agency.
So it's agency.
So it's multiple clients.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm handling 30 clients.
Wow, that's a lot.
Maybe more than that. Yeah.
That takes a lot of manual power also to be able to strategize for each.
Yes. So basically we create the kind of a format that whenever a new client comes, we need to follow this process. Make things easy. Otherwise, if any clients come and then you do the background research and all, it takes time. So we just created a kind of a format that we need to follow this thing and onboarding process. So it give us a kind of a time to work on the new account on how we can set up and what's the strategy we can create. So it's like thing. Of course, things are changing now. Earlier it was like, okay, this is a new client, you need to create the account, but now it's like more optimized, more productive.
Okay, so building on what you are doing at the current company, so you mentioned that you have actually worked and built 2 apps for the company. Can you elaborate?
So actually we were facing the issue. Actually, I've created the 3 things. When I joined this company, there are like loads of clients. So what they were doing is they were doing manually reports on Excel, and I thought that it's not a very productive thing. So I've created like a Looker Studio report, which is for the report, but they were not doing this. So I've just created the optimized report, which will update automatically, and they don't need to do a manual thing. That's the thing. It's saving us a lot of time, because every month or the first week of the month we need to do the loads of report, because we have like a PPC clients, we have a SEO clients and other media clients as well. So for every client you can't create like a manual report. It's like so much time taking. So that's why we created I've created the Looker Studio for every single client, and now only the PPC is the thing that I don't need to create reports for every client. So but of course that report also includes SEO and all, but some of the things they need to change, like a language of the report they need to change, otherwise it's fully automated. And we were also facing some issues which I've solved recently. So we have like a forecaster tool, so I've created on the Excel. So whenever you put keywords on it, it will tell you that how much output you can expect from the particular budget. Or just like if you need to put like a average conversion rate, what you can expect from 3 to 5% from Google Ads. So if you can just put it, it will show you the whole sales thing and all, everything. So it's like fully automated, and now we are just using this to pitch the new client as well. So that's the thing I've done. And I also got kind of a voucher from the company as a kind of praise.
So nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Like, yeah, thank you. And we were facing one more issue. When you run Google Ads or Facebook Ads, whatever platform you're using, the issue on those platforms that whenever you run the ads, and if you put the landing page URL, if the URL is fine, then everything is running fine. But if the URL is redirecting to the 404 page, that platform not going to tell you that it's redirecting to 404. So I've created the tool on the Excel that you just need to put your landing pages, whatever you going to use for your marketing, for Google or the Facebook, and you just need to press one button, and then it will show you the whole status of the page, that is it redirecting to any other page or is it 404, everything. So I've just created that one also. So now we are also going to use that one. We are like, yeah. So
Wow.
these are 3 tools I've just created.
So you made the process quite automated from how it
Yes.
was before, right?
So that's why I've created 2 tools and one format for the optimizations of the reports. So we don't need to do the like a manual reports, and 2 tools just for our background process, so that we don't need to waste the budget, because that Google Ads or the Facebook is not going to tell you the 404, and if we don't know and we didn't figure out that issue, then we are wasting the money.
Yeah.
Of course, because so yeah, that's the things.
Yeah. The turnover time is also faster, I'm sure. And
Yeah, because if it's it happened with me, like with a few clients. Of course, we figured it out, because if the ad is running for a week and if you're not getting any conversions, so you can figure out like what's going on. So we just need to do all the sanity checks, that is it the keyword is right, the landing page is right. But of course, why you are just going to waste for a week thing? So that's why I just created the process that account manager needs to run that tool like in a week, or every week they can run, and they can get the whole status of the landing pages. So it will save like a lot of money.
Yeah, because money is getting burned. They're paying for certain leads and then they're not.
Yes.
It's not happening.
Also, my company is also supporting for this thing. Means we have like a weekly training time for every person. They can do like 2 hours training. So they don't need to include the client thing. They can do just whatever they want to learn. So this is kind of a good thing I've seen here. So yeah, so we usually do the training for 2 hours every week. So basically we have like 8 hours a month, and we can learn whatever we want, either it's a certification or anything. Either we if you're having any issues, or we want to learn something, you're facing an issue, so you can just learn for that particular.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and it's like a paid learning session.
Yes,
Because it's done during office hours. I think that's really healthy, because it also.
Yeah, so my company is also promoting to learning the things, not just to do the work. So they're just promoting to learn new things and all. So if I want to do anything, I can just tell them that I want to learn this thing, so they can just allocate that particular time to me, so that I don't need to spend that time for the clients. I can just spend that time for my learning.
Personal building.
Yeah.
I think that's
scale up and all that.
Develop.
So we just and if I'm just talking about my company, so we recently also do although it was my 5-day working, but because of like a personal and the professional thing you can handle, so they just created for a 4.5 day. So that's also like so that
Friday is.
that's why I told you that we can do on Friday. I usually finish at 1.
Okay.
So,
I think that's very important for other things also. Work-life balance, mental health, a lot of other things.
So my company is like promoting or like focusing on this thing as well.
Is there anything else that you want to add about your company as well?
Just like the work culture, of course, it's totally different from India. But when I was working in my first company, the culture is totally different. Here people are like more focused on like your professional work and your personal life balance, and here is like if your work done and if it's 5, go home. Nobody's going to stop you to do the work or extra work, or if you're at home, nobody's going to call you. So this is like a totally different thing as compared to India. In India, like if it's 10 p.m, somebody can call you, or they have rights to do whatever they want. But yeah, it's totally different here. They are just, people are like focusing on your mental health and all. If your mental health is affecting with anything, they are just really worried about this thing and why you are just feeling that. So this is the thing is like really I liked here.
I'm glad they focus on personal as well as professional, which is very important.
Yeah, and the people are like really professional here. They never get late for it.
I mean, there's strict hours. You get to leave at 5, so why would you not come on time?
Yes.
If you're forced to stay much later, then obviously people are not going to come on time.
But to be honest, if I want to say, like in India, people are punctual when you are just going for the office. If you just want to go home, they are not punctual at that. You need to stay just to complete your work. But yeah, things need to change. So.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, I have also owned that.
They're also punctual, but on the one side only.
Just morning hours.
Yes, the morning hours.
Okay. So building on to your strategy, talking more about that. So if talking about PPC and SEO. So if there were 3 Chrome extensions that you would recommend you use for PPC and SEO, and what would they be and why?
So for basically I'm just from my last 2.5 years I'm working on the PPC only. So I'm using 3 Chrome extension, which is like Google Tag Assistant. It help you to detect the other website at what kind of tags they have, or is that website really have any tags or not. So whenever we onboarding the client, we usually check those things, because if they don't have the accounts on the analytics and the tag manager or the search console, whatever, so I use this Chrome extension so that I can just get the status of what kind of tags they have, and if they don't have, then I will going to create for them. So that's really helpful. One also, when we need to do the keyword optimization, so there's kind of a manual thing you need to do on like a double brackets or big brackets for the phrase match and the exact match keyword. So it's kind of a time taking process. So there is one extension for a match type, Google Ads match type. You can add into the Chrome, and then whenever you're going to add a negative keyword, you can just click a one button, what keyword you want to add, what type of keyword you want to add, just like a phrase match, exact match, or broad match. So you can just click and all the keywords change into that particular match. So you don't need to do the manual thing here. And also I'm using Microsoft Bing Assistant. Although I'm not running so many ads on the Bing, but of course that's a really helpful tool to check what kind of tags you have on the particular website. It's kind of a manual thing on the Bing, but yeah, it's really helpful. Okay. Totally different as compared to the Google, but still it's helpful.
Yeah. Okay. These are 3 go-to extensions.
Yeah. Also using a desktop thing. It's not an extension, but also a desktop app.
Okay.
Usually people use, but some people don't use. But it's a Google Ads editor. So you can just install on the system, and then what advantage of this tool is, if you download all your campaigns into the local system, then if you're making any changes, it's not going to affect the live campaigns. So once you like finally done, okay, this is the final changes I want to make on the campaigns, then you can push live. Otherwise you can just play around with the desktop.
It's like just to run the tests essentially.
Test also for like safe side, because if on the live campaign, if you change anything, it's live on a second moment. But on this tool, if you just make 100 of changes, until you're not going to push live, it's not going to go live.
And you don't publish them,
yeah.
It doesn't reflect.
So it's fast as well. You can just make changes in like 100 campaigns, they're like same time. No. But on the live campaign, you need to go into like every single campaign and all. So if you like 100 of campaigns, then you can just use this tool. It's
and then just publish them for all the campaigns. It's on manual effort.
Yeah. So if you have like, if you want to add say same keyword on all the campaigns, so you just need to copy that one keyword and paste in all the campaigns.
Okay.
So that's helpful.
What is it called?
Google Ads Editor.
Okay.
So it's a desktop app.
Right, you can download it.
Yeah.
Okay. And talking about Google Ads, what is the one myth do you think that clients usually have, or people that you've worked with usually have about Google Ads, that you find yourself debunking all the time?
So the myth is, when they start running the campaign from first day, they are going to get the leads from first day. That's the biggest myth from them. It's happened with me yesterday. I live the campaign on Friday, and my client asking me on Sunday, oh, it's been 24 hours, I didn't get anything. Like, it's a learning period, you know, to wait. Yeah, that's kind of a myth they have. And one more thing, that clients think that they're just putting a small amount of money and they can just target the whole large area, kind of like a whole UK, but it's not the thing. Like, it's totally depend on the competition and the bids and all. According to that, you need to set the budget, and then with that budget you can expect the output. Right. It's not like you are spending £100 and you can just target the loads of area. So that's kind of a myth they have.
Yeah, I think it's also people who are very new to this, amateur clients, who are doing it for the first time.
Some are like new behave like this. Some are like very old. They've been running the Google ads from a very long time, but still they'll behave like same. Oh,
Everybody wants
I've
the money.
created the new campaign. You've created the new campaign. Why I'm not getting the leads from this location? Like, you have to wait. Yeah, you have to wait for this. So they don't understand the procedure, the process, but they just want to skip all the process and just want the results. So that's kind of a thing. So for this thing, we usually have I usually do the monthly meeting with the account managers. So account manager only know the overview of everything, like SEO, PPC, media, social media, but they don't know the in-depth thing about the PPC. So I've just requested my director that we also need to train the account managers, and they like my idea. And from last 6 months I've been doing this thing. Every month I train them. I explain the process, that how we can approach the client, or if we are just approaching any client, what we have to say to them. We can't just say, oh, you'll get like 100 leads in like 1 month. Yeah, it's not the thing. So because they are like more into sales and more into account thing, so that's why I just educating them to know the process. How realistic, like what to pick as well. So that's why I just created the forecast tool. So that tool will give you the reality that what you can expect. Yeah. But my company is like really supportive. If I just suggest something, they really focus on that. They're very big on absorbing. Yeah. They're using 3 of your apps, and it sounds like I mean, any company that wants to grow has to be open to suggestions. Yeah. Definitely. So that's a good thing. That's why I'm really comfortable. Okay. No, I'm glad. Yeah. So we've come towards an end. Before we wrap it up, just 2 short questions for you. So number 1, if your career was a Google Ads campaign, what would be your headline, description and CTA? I just would like to thanks to my family, to be honest, because my mother was not ready to send me here. It's very far from country. So but my family supported in my career and my everything, and my wife also supported me a lot. It's like the overall thing. My friends and my family it's supported me a lot in my career and everything. So yeah, I'm really thankful for them. Okay. And I'm just doing a lot of things. Also, one more thing, because in marketing, data is like a gold. So I'm just learning more data things, how I can just scratch more data, how I can get more useful things from that data. So I'm just learning the new things, new tools, how I can create more insightful thing or more useful thing from that. Okay. Yeah. Any advice before we wrap up for anybody heading towards? If anybody wants to do the marketing or the Google Ads, don't think it's because in theoretical everything looks really easy, but it's more into technical. So learn the things properly and then do the experiment. But of course, when you run the things practical, then you can get the experience. But yeah, don't think it's really easy, because some of the people I've seen that they just know the things because it's everywhere. People can learn from YouTube and everything. So they know theoretically, but they don't know the particular technical things. And so I just want to give them learn properly and then run, because money is including here. I don't wait. And keep upskilling, like you said that you guys do at work as well. That is very important. So yeah, upscale properly and then do good work. Thank you, Ankit, so much for joining us today. And you'll be doing fantastic things at your company, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for inviting me and to share all my experience here. Thank you so much. The pleasure is all ours. And thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you at the next episode.